I plugged it in my BucoBot. Basically it came with 3 pieces. This is the power supply. Oh, the pieces came out. I didn't secure them, so. Then there is a cable that I haven't yet plugged in to connect to my computer, and then there is the device itself. And plugging it in starts the fan. And that's all I've done so far, other than reading about settings and software, downloading software, you know, that type of thing. So soon, very soon, we will start doing something. Okay, so it says, I'm going through the flight check procedures for the BucoBot. Press both ends of the X-axis down on the UHMW nuts to make sure they haven't lifted during transport. Then gently tighten the small screw on each one. Both ends of the X-axis. So I guess that's this, and I'm pressing, and there's nothing that is seeming to be loose, so I'm just vicariously going to consider that this is okay. This is the small screw, I guess, if I needed to adjust it. Okay, then it says measure both ends of the X-axis rod and make sure the same distance from the base of the frame. I'm going to assume this is the X-axis rod, so I'm going to measure this distance and I'm going to measure this distance, and I'm going to see if it's the same. Okay, so I measured it, and this one reads about just shy of 3 inches. Let's see, it's yeah, just shy of 3 inches. And then here also it's the same, just shy of 3 inches, and so I'm going to consider that okay. Okay, check the synchromesh cable. So I'm going to pluck the synchromesh cable, and it should be tight enough to feel like a guitar string, but not too tight to bend or stretch any plastic parts. So it seems a little loose, but I'm not going to adjust it. But it does say if it doesn't feel tight, locate the tensioner on the X carriage, might be an orange lever, and slightly loosen the 2 screws. Turn the tensioner to pull the cable tighter, then tighten the screws again. So I guess this is the tensioner. So I would adjust that to, turn it this way to make it a little tighter. But I'm not going to do that. Okay, so apparently this one is the Y-axis synchromesh cable, which is underneath the platform here. And we're going to pluck this. Now this feels nice and tight, so until the cable is more tense like a guitar string. You know what? That feels good. This feels a little loose. I might do that, but let's not do it yet. Check motor direction to be written soon. We're going to assume that it's okay. And adjust the Z end stop all the way by turning the thumb screws below it. So the Z end stop, this little flowery thing here. Turning the thumb screw below it to loosen the spring. By hand, move the nozzle to the center and the platform all the way forward, but make sure the nozzle is a few millimeters within the glass on the platform. Okay, so this is pretty easy to turn. It says by hand, move the nozzle to the center. Now I never would have thought to do this, but it's pretty easy moving. Move the nozzle to the center. Okay, so I'm going to presume that's the center. And the platform all the way forward. So I'm just going to push this, but make sure the nozzle is a few millimeters within the glass on the platform. So I'm going to presume that this is what they mean by make sure the nozzle is within a few millimeters within the glass on the platform, right? Okay, so we connected and we powered on. Fans going. We're going to establish a connection with the host program Repetier. so we want to know where the reset button, because if we set a command to tell it to do something and it's too low, we don't want to mess up the extruder. So here's the reset button. So if we are telling it to do home Z or something like that, then and it's trying to go below the level of the glass, we don't want it to mess the glass up. So it says disconnected, so it doesn't think that I have a printer attached. So I'm going to try to solve that. So I just went through this link called the host slicing settings in bukobot.com, and what it does is it shows all of the different settings for the printer that you have. So I measured my plate and my platen, and I'm using those numbers, which is basically it's a 6-inch platen. And so I entered all of those, and then I was a little concerned because it still says printer disconnected, so I didn't know what to do. But I see there's a little button called connect. So not everything is hooked up. I'm going to re-hook them up again, and then I will hit connect and see what happens. And just in case you were wondering, I checked my COM port, made sure that it was good, and since I used the Arduino, I had an FTDI driver installed, which is a step you'll have to do if you haven't ever installed an FTDI driver. I think Mac might automatically have it, and Linux I think already has it included. Okay, and we do a connect. If I can find my, there, connect. And it says, oops, COM1 does not exist. Open printer settings? Yes, because I think I noticed it was COM16. So, connection, aha. Port is COM16. And it even has it there for me. Apply. Okay. And then we try connect again. Hello, you. Aha! Changed from disconnected to idle. It's ready to go. Rock and roll. Okay, so the instruction says raise the Z-axis a few millimeters. So I'm just going to do this. And whoa, voila, it's raising it 10 millimeters. I don't know if that's what it meant before. I went ahead and it just did it. I didn't have to say send. Okay. Okay, so it says tap it twice on the Z-axis. Oh, hang on. Okay, I'm supposed to do Z home, and then I guess this will send the Z down as far as it can go. If there is a problem, I will turn off the by hitting the reset button, because I don't want to cause damage to the plate. So here I go, I'm pressing the button, Z home, and it's going to lower, and I got my finger on the button. Oh, cool. It tapped it, and it recognized where it was when it was right at the bottom. So I didn't have to worry too much. Good, good, good. So it's right there, and I am going to consider that a good setting, because oh, I should be able to slide a piece of paper under the nozzle and only feel a slight resistance. Let's try that. Here I am sliding. Cool. Perfect. So the platform has to be leveled so that there's an even distance between the nozzle here, 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 and here. So there is an instruction for leveling the platform, but I am going to try to make sure that I'm just going to move it around and make sure that it's level just by visually checking, or maybe I'll use my piece of paper test. Okay, so I'm going to move this around. I guess I can disconnect this now. And then I'm just going to move this around. That's a little tighter. So it's a little tighter on this end. Yeah, I can kind of see there's a difference. Let's see, go this way. Oh, move this one this way. We'll remove this. And adjust this. So on the right side, it seems it's a little bit off. Let's see, that's a little tighter. So it seems to be level this way, but this way it's a little bit tipped like that. Just a little bit. I am not going to worry about it. Let's see how it works. And I'm sorry, I'm not following the instructions exactly. It seems like it might be okay. And the last thing to do for this homing is to just go here and check X home, Y home, and Z home. Okay, that was Z home. Y home. It's right at the edge. I guess that's good. Yeah, okay. X home. And right at the edge again too. I am considering that okay. If that is not okay, we'll see. So it's nice to be able to wear the things that you print. So I'm going to make the subdivision bracelet that I found on Thingiverse, which is where you go before you actually start to design your own things, because you're just trying to test out your own printer. So I'm going to make a bracelet, and it seems kind of small, but maybe I'll be able to wear it. So I wasn't sure what software I would be using to print it out, but apparently this Repetier Host is the software for doing that too. And I opened the downloaded subdivision file, which is the bracelet file, and here it loaded it. So I think I might be ready to go, and I am going to take a look and see if there's anything I need to do. So I have a little PLA already loaded, and I have a new roll of PLA here, but I'm going to let it go through. I'm hoping that's the right answer, and see what happens. So I don't know what I'm doing, but I brought in an object, and I went to the slicer and I said slice with slicer, and it looks like it's doing it. So I think I'm good. This is pretty exciting. It's getting ready to do it, and wasn't too hard. And I have to see if I can get this filament to continue without messing it up. But regardless, it looks good. I should add the time is 2:44. So you can kind of see where this is lifting up here. And so I just stuck some masking tape on to try to hold it down. I don't know if it's going to work or not, but right now this is a test print, so I'm not too worried about it. It's trying to do some of the printing in midair. You can see here, right there, try to do something. And so I guess at some point it'll just move up. See, it's trying to do that. But eventually I think it'll just make sure that these points are not. By the way, it's 3:02. So I think you might call this an exercise in how far to go. How far will you go before you abandon your botched print? So what I think you're looking at here is the fact that, remember, I didn't tilt the right side of the pattern up because I just wanted to see what the problems would be. Well, this I think is the result. Because the right side wasn't sealed down as much as the left side, the right side came up and came apart. And but we'll adjust that for the next time. Lessons learned. It's 3:19 and here we are. It's been on for over half an hour, but I do want to say that I've been kind of looking at it and haven't seen any real issues so far, and I heard some things about temperature regulation and whatever, and it seems like whatever it is, this probably has it, because it's been really smooth, the operation so far, so very happy. This is definitely not for mass production. It's 3:44, an hour later, and there we go. Okay, this is it at 3:55 p.m. So it looks like it's about a quarter to a third of the way there. It's 4:39, 2 hours in. Looks like it's got at least another hour left to go. It's 5:25 and still going. 5:46, coming along. 6:41, 6:51, 7:18, still going. So it's 7:29 and it's starting to close up the top. You can see where it's sealing. And we should be done, I want to say, in the next half hour. 7:36, it's almost done. 7:45 and it's done.